Maxim Lott, my next guest, is a executive producer for Stossel Productions. Also, he's a senior producer for Reason Magazine. He writes for FoxNews.com. He's created a tax plan calculator online so you can determine exactly how the new tax bill will affect you. It's called taxplancalculator.com. Please welcome to the show, Maxim Lott. Maxim, thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Larry. It's an honor to be on.
Maxim, tell me about the tax plan calculator. Why did you come up with it?
Yeah, I made it because I was reading these media reports about the tax plan, and I couldn't figure out what was going on initially. Some reports said, they're raising taxes on the middle class. Some said they're cutting them. And I thought, it's possible. These articles aren't giving a clear picture, but it's possible to get to the bottom of it. And I figured, and I thought, other people would probably like to know that too. And so I kind of wrote a program to figure it out for myself, and then I put it online and shared it. So taxplancalculator.com. We got almost 1 million hits now. It went semi-viral.
Maxim, I'm convinced that much of the reason we have confusion and things like this is because a lot of reporters don't know anything about math, have not studied any business, not studied any accounting, have hired somebody else to fill out their tax reform return, so they have no real clue how to do this.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And you have a lot of outlets with a partisan angle. So the New York Times is constantly running headlines saying this tax plan, harms the middle class. And what they do is they selectively cite a government study, and they cite kind of the one number that has a negative thing, and they ignore all the positive ones, and they run the headline, hurts the middle class. And it's really false.
Maxim Lott is my guest. He's created a tax plan calculator so that you can find out exactly how this tax bill will affect your taxes. Taxplancalculator.com, taxplancalculator.com. Maxim, I want to play you what Mitch McConnell said. He said he cannot guarantee that nobody will be safe from a tax increase.
Well, it's impossible to do that. You can't craft any bill that would guarantee no one was in a special category that might get a tax increase. What I can tell you is that every segment of taxpayers, every category of taxpayers, on average, gets significant relief. The average family of four, $2,200 a year. You mentioned the standard deduction doubling, the child care credit increase. Clearly, most people, middle-income taxpayers, an overwhelming majority of them will get tax relief.
Did he say anything, Maxim Lott, that was untrue?
No, that's absolutely correct, and that's what the government studies show, and it's also what the tax calculator shows. So there are some people who lose money, and people can go to the site and find out exactly. But there are a couple interesting big takeaways. One is if you file a simple tax return, so if you take what's called the standard deduction, you are almost certainly saving money. You're saving between a couple hundred and a couple thousand. So that's, by the way, 2/3 of the country files their taxes that way. Mm-hmm. Then there are the people who itemize all their deductions. That's about 1/3 of the country. And about half of them lose money and about half save money. So that's where it gets down to exactly how many kids do you have, do you have a home that you pay property tax on? And those are things the calculator takes into account. But 2/3 of people, basically, people who file simple returns can be pretty confident they're saving money. So McConnell is right that all groups save money on average.
So Maxim Lott, the people who lose money, I presume, are the people who are high income earners in places like California and in New York.
Right. That's exactly right. Because they're losing the state and local tax deduction, and so they can no longer write off their super high New York City taxes. But if you're kind of middle class in those states, you're likely still gaining because you don't pay that much state taxes anyway.
Maxim Lott, one of the things Mitch McConnell said is that you can't craft a tax plan where you can guarantee that nobody will face a tax increase. Isn't that exactly, however, the way the Reagan tax plan was constructed, so that everybody who paid taxes got a break?
That is a good point. And obviously, it is possible to give everyone a break. You could just lower every rate by 5% or something. This plan, they're kind of sticking it to the blue states here, where the states that have high tax rates, they're going to be paying a little more. The states that have low tax rates get a bit more of a break. So there may be a little politics going on. And no, you can craft a tax plan that cuts it for everyone.
Well, it certainly seems to me like you ought to be able to. I mean, government is too darn big. We've got all these programs. I can't understand, and this is not why you are on, Maxim, but I can't understand why these guys can't figure out a way of crafting a plan so that every single person who pays taxes gets a break. W was able to do it. Jack Kennedy was able to do it. Reagan was able to do it. Why these guys can't do it is beyond me. But anyway, Maxim, thank you very much for coming on. It's called taxplancalculator.com, taxplancalculator.com. Maxim, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Larry. Great talking with you.
You got it. 888-971